How's it poppin', Blade Operative? This is Jedi Knight Thomas Skywalker 11, a curator studying the behavior, habitat, and biology of the creatures and alien lifeforms inhabiting planet Miran. Welcome to the next briefing of my findings. Miran Pokedex Entry 5. This is the lore of Duoguills. A curious marine creature, the Duoguill shares similarities with sharks, jellyfish, and electric eels. Typically comparable in size to a skell, their bodies consist of a long fish body with back fin, 2 long side fins, a pointed crown, and 6 tentacles. 5 protruding from the crown and 1 from the lower jaw. The 2 largest tentacles channel electricity produced by their internal electrical organ. They possess 3 rows of jagged teeth, 4 frontal eyes, and 2 sets of 3 eyes on either side of the head, as well as 5 more eyes on their crown to provide a very wide range of vision. Their name origin is rather unsophisticated. Duo for their 2 major tentacles, and a corrupt spelling of gill for being a fish. Some curators are just more vibes-based than scientific when naming things. For their habitat, they live in various aquatic locations in Primordia and Oblivia, such as rivers like the Bayano River, lakes like the Leaning Ring or King's Falls, and aquatic caves like Headwater Cavern or Castaway Cavern, as well as in the coastal waters off the south coast of Oblivia and west coast of Sylvalum. Interestingly far from all other locations the species has been sighted in. Perhaps a group that has recently matured and has yet to migrate to more common territories. Duoguills use audio detection aggro for both ground units and skells. It is more accurate to say their wide vision range allows them to visually detect from all directions as if using auditory senses. But for the sake of practicality, we have decided to just label them as audio detection types, as it is easier to understand at a glance through your HUD that audio means a radial detection range. Their diet consists of other marine life such as fish and semi-aquatic mammals like potamus, which they capture in their electric tentacles to paralyze, then eat alive. Duoguills in Primordia are often nocturnal, sleeping in the sea or lake beds during the day. In caves, however, they stay active at all hours, while the more rugged variants found in Oblivia and Sylvalum Coast are always active. Adults are mostly found solitary or loosely associated with others nearby, but only rarely form dedicated groups. The young go through a drastic change, being born as toxic as a self-defense mechanism, but losing that trait as they mature and develop their bioelectricity. More on that from life cycle researcher Pyroraptor with these field illustrations and report. The Duoguill proved to be a difficult indigen to study due to the drastic change in anatomy and behavior throughout its stages of life. Initially, Blades only encountered the dangerous adult forms as the other forms reside in unexplored aquatic environments. It took surveys of multiple marine environments as well as DNA testing off multiple different looking organisms to determine that all of the illustrated creatures were of the same species. Curiously, Duoguills resemble other piscinoids at different stages of their life, such as filiavents in their sessile states, as well as lophids and purgavents in their ephra stage, which makes narrowing down their ancestry difficult. The Duogill's most curious trait is how it occupies different niches and environments at different stages of its life. The sessile polyp and hydra forms are passive predators similar to Earth's anemones and hydras, as shown in the figure. The ephra form is an ambush predator of slow waters similar to groupers. The subadult form hunts exclusively in open oceans as a pursuit predator like the short-finned mako shark. And the adult form favors ambushing terrestrial prey at coastlines and freshwater shores like the saltwater crocodile. This versatility may explain how widespread these indigens are in Primordia and Oblivia. How the Oblivian population of Duoguills came to be is a subject of investigation, given the continent's arid environment. It is currently thought that some oceanic subadult Duoguills were attracted to the continent's limited waters by electromagnetic storms and became established there. Further research into the difference between these populations is ongoing. That is all for Pyroraptor's report. You can find more of their artwork and reports at the handle on screen. Now onto the species combat information. Duoguills share a unique set of resistances with the similar species the Scintmer, rather than the typical resistance spread of a piscinoid type or aquatic creature, which normally have a strong weakness to electrical weaponry. Due to being bioelectrical, Duoguills have a mild resistance to electricity and strong weakness to beam weaponry instead. as well as the standard ether and gravity weaknesses that all other Piscinoids have. Additionally, this species is immune to the shock debuff. The attacks used by this species are Tackle, basic melee electric attack, Collider, spherical area of effect ranged electric, Lightning Spear, melee electric that inflicts stun and stagger. Can be disabled by destroying either one of the tentacle appendages. Thunder Flash, ranged electric that inflicts shock and targets at random with a homing projectile. Can also be disabled by destroying either one of the tentacle appendages. And Thunder Spike, a buff that activates an electric proximity spike. Since all the attacks used by this species are electric attribute, they can be more easily dealt with by equipping and using buffs to get a high electric resistance. There are two varieties of Duoguill. Blue body with silver eyes and blue electricity, which are found in Primordia and the coastal waters of Oblivia. And brown body with orange eyes and orange electricity, found in Oblivia and the coastal waters of Sylvalum. Then there are two Tyrant specimens. Hephaestus, the Absconder, the most notorious Duoguill. Residing in the small lake under Roof Rock in Primordia, this tyrant comes out only at night. Posing a serious threat so close to NLA, he has severely injured many blades sent to investigate, then disappears into the water by daybreak. As such, he has been marked as a high priority target. His location adds much to the danger, as there are large walls trapping victims on the land between the cliff and deep water. To more safely engage with Hephaestus, it is advised to use a Skell to get up to the roof rock above so that he can be fought with a height advantage from solid ground and room to move freely, in addition to having high electric resistance for dealing with his many electric attacks. Valeriano, the Rolling Thunder. Found in the Leaning Ring Lake in Oblivia, inhabited by fellow Thunder Duoguills, Valeriano is an elusive tyrant that rules the lake bed. Briefly coming up to hunt the Potamus and Dylus of the shore, but mostly staying deep in the waters. He only emerges from the lake when drawn out by electromagnetic storms, where his opponents have to deal with both the harsh weather effects and his electrical attacks gaining extra potency. The pinnacle of electrical control among his species, Valeriano has 100% electric resistance and is immune to electric resistance down, giving him full immunity to any electric attacks used against him. Engaging with Valeriano on foot is quite difficult because of his location in the center of the lake. As with Hephaestus, it is advised to use a Skell to first lure him towards the shore if the full party is not equipped with Skells to fight over the water.
Good job. Let's do this again.
And that concludes this briefing. If you have anything to add on the Duoguill species or these tyrants, please leave your report in the comments. If you have nothing to add, just comment Blossom Dance instead. To see the previous briefings on other species of Mira, consult the playlist to the left, and subscribe to be updated on future entries.